What is one habit that changed your life? Something you started incorporating in your life that made a positive impact. Mindset is everything. You can go to work with the mindset that freak I have to be here again, or this can be kind of fun. Let's try to do better. Guess which is better on the long run? This applies to everything really. I thought this is a cliche first, but after I tried to actively stay on the right mindset, everything started improving in my life. Could you please tell me much more about this? I have been wondering lately if the reason I have been worried, half depressed, and negative most of my life, it's because that is what is comfortable for me and what I'm used to. Somebody said to me recently, you know, if you put as much effort into being positive as you did into being negative, I think you would be a much happier person. I'm starting to feel like they might be right, because I am inherently a lazy person and in general don't like to put much effort into things. I know it's a terrible character trait, but it's true. I'm trying to learn how to be a better person, but I am just always so down, worried about medical stuff, etc. This one is kind of legit, but there is still some PTSD I am very negative about. But I really would love to hear more about this. It seems very intriguing. The thing that matters is your perception. You can decide how you perceive things. I am an extremely lazy person too, but sometimes you can turn this into your benefit. For example, once I had a task that required me to add 20 plus users to 10 computers. Me as a lazy person thought, freak this, I am not doing this crap. This will take hours. Also, me as a lazy person, I should learn some scripting and do it in one button press. I am lazy and an information junkie who watches YouTube all day. These are two negatively perceived traits, but they could be used in a positive way that serves me. Laziness could be perceived as a motivator, so I don't have to suffer for hours doing a monotonous task, and the skill of being an information junkie could be used to learn things fast. So I learned how to do the script. This sparked my interest for scripting, and I continued on learning it since, sticking to a small habit and then increasing it on quantity and quality. For instance, if you want to do exercise, you simply can do one push-up every day to form a habit. It's easier than high expectation, so everyone can do it without struggling or thinking hard about it. I have done this method, and it helped me a lot. I created new 3 habits in this month. Hope it would help. If you don't me asking, what are the new habits? The first one when I started to form rooted habit is when I wake up, I immediately fold my blanket and drink a glass of water. 2. Listening to a podcast. I require myself to listen to 20 minutes long podcast, and now I can easily listen to 1 hour. 3. Watering my plants. The cue in here is when I go outside, I water them. Note, just don't look down on those tiny habits. Picking one and doing it consistently, and you will see the big results. Good luck. After work, and if the weather was nice, I used to drive 10 minutes to a hiking trail and walk trail, run about 4.2 miles each day to decompress. I had a super stressful job, so I kinda left everything out there on the trail, in the woods. Then I'd go home, shower and get on with my evening. I was way less stressed out, lost like 30 pounds over a year, and was more pleasant to be around law. There were so many days I didn't want to go, but once I'd take the first few steps, I knew I'd made the right decision to get out there. It really trickled into everything. I fit into my clothes, looked better, my confidence increased, people started to notice, girls started going out with me, and I made a few good friends out there to boot. Not everyone has the luxury of doing that right after work, but for me it changed everything. Edit typos. Hiking nature trails does something beautiful to the soul. Besides the physical and mental benefits, it's what mainly got me out of my depression a few years ago. Do some walking or soft jogging, and don't beat yourself up for not doing enough. Any amount of physical activity is healthy. Saying no to sugar. Finally, everybody around me has understood I am firm about it. Take nothing personally. I take so much personal, and I know I take too much personal, but how to change it. I was the same until I realized everybody is playing cards, and I'm the only one trying to go out of my way to guess what cards the other people have, while also showing everybody my cards, and them using that against me. Different topic though. So then I started to act more according to the cards they were actually showing me and not react to any they were hiding or I was just assuming. As in, if no one tells me directly they have a problem with me, I'll just ignore any jabs or side eyes and be fine and act like they don't have a problem with me. And you'll fake it for weeks or months maybe, till you realize you truly don't care for all that bullshit. As soon as you react, you agree and affirm what the other person did or said based on the root cause of the emotion displayed. As soon as we agree, it becomes us and takes us to that low level of uncertainty and insecurity. Practice what's the worst that could happen. Breath the freak in when you feel that teeth gripping feeling and respond. Remember, what people say or do to you is a direct reflection of who they are. Don't let people get to you. We already do it to ourselves. Victim and judge mentality. Choose what to judge inside of yourself before you react to babies and teens in adult bodies. Everyone is masking and going through crap. However, balance your dark side to do good and stand up for the voiceless, kids, elderly, animals, and plant life. No one knows what's going on anymore. Everyone is pretending they're okay. Change your world first by working on yourself so that everyone who cares will follow. I don't know. I actually forgot the point of my reply. If something can be done in 2 minutes, don't procrastinate, just do it. Another one, if you can't achieve a goal, then it's likely the goal is not broken in smaller, digestible chunks. Changing boring tasks into self-care. Cleaning the bathroom, it's for you. Folding and ironing clothes, that's also for you. Volunteered to do work overtime for some extra cash, and now regret agreeing to it. That cash is yours come payday. I just had to change my mindset around everything honestly. The more I dreaded doing things and going places, the more I ended up miserable, lonely, and with no motivation for anything. Motivation, for me, only comes after you've already gotten started. So getting started is the hardest part. Once you're past that, you're flying. I learned what my attention really is. It's not so much what I'm looking at on my phone, it's what I'm looking at in my mind. If my attention is on me being unhappy, then that becomes the movie I'm living. If I pay attention to ideas of me being happy and creative and fun, that's who I am. And I'm more present because I enjoy being in those moments more. It becomes addicting. Check out The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. This book can bring to your notice the innate power that the subconscious holds. We have some traits which seem like habits, but in reality, these are those traits which are directly controlled by the subconscious mind. Vis-a-vis your habits or your routine can be changed if you can control and direct your subconscious mind positively. To be able to control this mind power and use it to improve the quality of your life is no walk in the park. This is where this book acts as a guide and allows you to decipher the depths of the subconscious. In this book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, the author fuses his spiritual wisdom and scientific research to bring to light how the subconscious mind can be a major influence on our daily lives. Once you understand your subconscious mind, you can also control or get rid of the various phobias that you may have in turn, opening a brand new world of positive energy. A morning gratitude list every day. Sounds corny or cringe, but sitting down and listing at least 10 things every day was a huge game changer. At first it was hard, but then it got easier, deeper, and more substantive, and really helped me become more present and start looking for things to be grateful for throughout my day. 10 minutes minimum of insight meditation, noticing thoughts plus returning to breath. Cold shower, 30 min of reading or podcast, and gratitude journal. Roughly 45 min morning routine has ensured mostly joyful days in the last 3 years. Setting time for everything and only doing the assigned task during its time and nothing else. And making a clear list of daily, weekly, fortnightly, monthly, quarterly, etc. tasks to go along with the above point. I have ADHD, so it helped a lot even if it seems robotic to others. Exercising regularly. I try to be consistent, but I can't. Would you like to suggest anything? Do you have any idea what's preventing you from building the consistency? For myself, it was entirely due to lack of motivation. The following has helped me a lot to make more of a habit out of exercise. If you don't want to exercise, try to go for just 5 minutes. It's small, but it's still something. You've made progress, and you can be proud of yourself. Start small. A 5-minute walk or a short aerobics video a day. A series of squats or just one squat or one plank. Stick to doing at least 5 minutes a day, and more often than not you will find you do more. I like to write it on a calendar once I accomplished anything. Looking back at what you achieved already helps to stay focused on building these healthy habits. The key is to start small and build up from there, and not beat yourself up if you miss a day. If you're struggling to consistently exercise, try breaking away from traditional exercise programs. Sometimes I'll do traditional stuff like cardio or weightlifting, but honestly, it doesn't keep my brain engaged for more than a couple months at a time. So I've done all kinds of stuff like dance classes, fighting classes, surfing, etc. And having new activities that I have to learn in order to exercise helps me stay engaged and not get bored with it. I'm not saying it's the solution for everybody, but it definitely helped me a lot to not feel like I have to stick to a normal exercise routine, but rather just making sure I get regularly stay active in some way. I recently had the amazing revelation that positivity breeds positivity. We all of us share in this existence that is the human experience. Everything that's ever happened or will happen in your life, it comes down to you and how you react and respond to the gambit of situations, encounters you will have in your life. If you maintain a positive outlook on things, I promise you from personal experience that things will start becoming more positive. You get out of the universe what you put into it. If you constantly think positive and do the right thing, it will start to shift things positively for you. It's one of the basic Newtonian laws of physics. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Meaning simply, if you do the right thing at every chance given with the utmost integrity and walk with positive moral principles and character, and think positive, always find something that is beneficial or uplifting about any given situation, then I promise you it will all come back to you in an equal way. The same is true for the converse as well. I read a book recently by Dr. David Hawkins titled Power versus Force. It has had a profound effect on my mental attitude and my view on life situations. And making this change to a positive mindset takes work. I still get down on a daily basis. The human experience is a very trying one to say the least, but just imagine how much of a difference it would make if every single human being tried to practice good morale principles and even attempted to maintain a positive mindset. Now that's a positive thing to think about. Just remember, positive thinking equals positive results. Getting up early and making sure I get to bed close to on time. Good sleep really can be a game changer. Cons: it sucks being in bed asleep by like 9 p.m. usually. Pros: I'm more productive, I have time to work out, I can eat healthier at home, and I'm not rushed for the rest of the day. So it's better for my goals, health, finances, sanity. Worth it. Being a minimalist, I got rid of things I don't use and organized the rest. I rarely buy things, and when people gift me something, I'll give it away to someone who will use it. I've always been a messy person, so having less things around makes it easier to find what I need. I only did it because the pandemic forced me into a situation where I had to live out of my car and crash at friends' places. But I kept that mindset even after getting my own place. Learning right communication as a skill. Started with The Communication Square by Schulz von Thun, and my following research dug deeper into other hacks and gimmicks that help solve misunderstandings, fights quickly, or just avoid them as a whole. It helps a lot in day-to-day life, and also in my relationship with people, partner, friends, colleagues, customers, etc. Carrying a reusable water bottle everywhere I go. I drink 5x as much water as I used to because it's so easy to access, and a good reminder to stay hydrated. Unrelated, but I also have stickers of things I like on the bottle. I've met some cool people when I'm out and about, and someone points out a niche video game or movie quote sticker I have. It makes for great conversation. One habit, that's all it takes to change everything. Which one are you starting tomorrow? Let me know below. If you want more real-life stories and advice from Reddit, Click the video on your screen right now. Thanks for being here. Hit subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you in the next story.